rocking with
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report.
Ghetto Report Podcast.
When did the things change for you? You like getting in trouble and stuff like that. At what age did you start to get in trouble?
Well, I was always a troubled youth. I mean, I was in and out of DYS, so I gotta say when that case happened in 1989, when that hoax happened.
Yeah.
I think that's what made me angry, made me bitter, made me not trust people. Made me want to just be different.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that. You lived at 7 Alton Court.
Yeah.
That's with your mom's?
That was with my grandmother.
Oh, that was with your grandmother.
Yeah, that was my grandmother.
And your mom, and that's on the Spanish side as well?
Yeah, that's the dirty side, not the Spanish side.
The
you
dirty
can't say
side.
the Spanish side.
Okay, my fault. But
you got blacks on that side.
You right.
The dirty
you
side.
right. We like we from Dorchester, so we call that the Spanish side.
Yeah, y'all
whatever.
don't see many Spanish people in Dorchester.
Yeah. So let me backtrack. So is that where the Hoyas was at? Was you
the Goya boys?
Or the Goyas? They wore the Georgetown Hoyas hat. You know what I'm saying?
Goya
the
boys.
Goya boys.
Yep.
Did you have a Georgetown Hoyas hat?
I did. They was at my party too.
Oh yeah, they was there.
Come on, baby.
Okay,
Deep, man.
okay. Old school mission, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I like that, man. So where did your mom live in Mission?
She lived at 44 Token Court.
On the dirty side too.
On the dirty side.
Okay,
too.
so your mom lived in Mission, and your grandmom lived in Mission. Okay.
My aunt lived in Mission. My other aunt lived in Mission.
Oh,
the whole family was in Mission.
Yeah, so that's like me. My grandma lived in Mission. I mean, in OP. My grandmother lived in OP. My mom lived around the corner in OP. My aunts, they lived.
Right.
Her aunts lived all down there. But yeah, so you was removed from the home by DCF?
Yeah, when I got caught, man. I had some. Back then, we used to have the crack vials, so I got caught with like 50 of them, and I got caught with them in school. At that,
What school?
it was the Tobin School.
Oh, right around the corner.
Yeah, so there was a teacher that was always like on me. So like I used to always just want to make sure that I did good because that teacher was teaching me. But then when that happened, like I didn't trust no teachers no more either like that.
Was that the teacher that was on you?
Yeah, because he brought my coat up. Well, she brought my coat up. She gave it to him, and he gave it to the police. But my coat, I had some jumps in my sleeve, and when I had the jumps in my sleeve, when they picked up my coat, it fell out.
Yeah.
And they was like, "Is this your coat?" I was like, "Nah, that ain't my coat." I said it was my coat, but then they said, "Is this your car?" I was like, "Nah," but they ain't believe that shit. So they took me to jail. DCF came into the home. Into my family,
Yeah.
I went there.
Well, how old was you at that time when that happened to you?
I was in 7th grade, so like 12, 13.
7th grade, okay. And you had some jumps.
Yeah, well,
50 jumps.
Yeah, I was selling for the older dude.
Yeah, okay. So
I was working hard to get my scooter.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So when you get caught with the jumps, they take you to DYS. Is the police question you about this or?
Yeah, of course they asked me where it come from. I don't know. I found them out in the hallway, man.
Yeah.
Why you had them? Everybody else had them. I wanted to make some money. We poor.
Yeah. So what happened with the case? You end up doing just DYS? Got probation?
I got like 8 months. I got committed to my 18th birthday. That was pretty much like the start of the in and out. You know what I'm saying? So, You know, I think at that time I did like 8 months, probably less than that, 6 months.
Yeah.
And then got back out and that pretty much was like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah. So, because of this incident, they removed you from your mom's?
Yeah,
and then
they was gonna remove my brother also. So my grandma was like, "Nah, she'll take us."
Yeah.
You know
So
what
she
I'm
took
saying?
you and your brother who? Train?
Yeah, my brother Train.
Okay.
LaJuan is his name.
Okay.
But yeah, Train.
Yeah. Oh, Train. We call
Yeah,
him Train.
yeah.
Yeah, LaJuan. Okay. So how was it like when you went to your grandmom's? Was it more freedom? Was it more like, okay, this is the place to be?
No.
Okay, she was more strict.
Yes.
Okay.
Mom's crib was loose. Mom's crib was, you know, it was going on in that crib. It was party time. You know, those are the 70s and the 80s in Mom's crib. But grandma's crib was like Big Mama's house. You come over there, you get right. You get your shit together. You go to school. You come downstairs, eat your food, and, you know, but I still was able to maneuver and be outside, though. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have a short leash on me, but she gave me enough room to do what I needed to do. And, you know, I mean, at 14 and stuff, I'm still bringing money into the house, but I'll give it to one of my aunts, and they make sure that there's food in the refrigerator and stuff like that.
Okay. So they was covering for you. Yeah, okay.
I had to toss them some.
But
yeah.
Yeah. You gotta look out for them, otherwise they're like, nah. So how did this documentary come about?
So I ain't gonna mention him because he did some other stuff. So a certain reporter had reached out. So initially, when I first came home, I guess we'll get to that later. So, you know, initially when I first came home, I tried to do a documentary. You know, I was on like Yard Time. You know, I wanted to do everything with somebody that I know from, you know, in the prison system. You know, and I had did something with this guy, you know, CJ. We had started it, and it didn't come to fruition. You know, he had his situation, I had mine, so we went our separate ways. Me trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it, I had shopped it with some other network people, and they kind of liked it, interviewed me, then they didn't like it, then they lost their deal, and, you know, so a reporter had reached out to one of my mentors, John Jackson, and was trying to get him to talk and wanted to host something on that. And, you know, I ain't the you know, let me say this right, the correct way. When you got to do something around that neighborhood, as far as like with that case, you know, people going to reach out to me and my family first before they co-sign anything. So I had told them to tell them to have a conversation with me. Don't go around to my family and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to talk about it. It's like, you know, for us, it's reliving trauma and be victimized again. But I already knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't want to do it with nobody that wasn't willing to, you know, financially support it. And they just wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want this to go away. So this ain't right, you know? Nah, this is 34 years of trauma, you know? And, yeah. After that reporter reached out, the documentary dudes, HBO, got involved. I talked to HBO executives, the Little Room Films. That's the name of that company. So they was doing that. My man Jason Head, man, he's the director for the Michael Jordan film, The Last Dance. Me and him sat down plenty of times, and we was able to come to a great understanding, man. And the way he was taking it, I just thought they was trying to just do it and do it in a manner of from the police perspective all over again, and you know, victimize my family all over again. And when he shared his vision for it, I was like, oh, this the guy. Like, I want to back everything that you want, what you need. Yeah. You know, pictures, whatever you need, I want to do it. Yeah. You know, because the way he delivered it to me made sense, and that's where we was trying to bring it to.
Okay. Yeah, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, they do these documentaries, like you say, and they tell it from the police perspective or somebody else's perspective, but not the actual people that was really affected by this. You know what I'm saying? And especially, this caused a lot of racial attention in Boston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like if you look at his interviews, he says it a lot. Like, you know, he wanted it to be from the Bennett perspective and make sure that, you know, it's not from this other guy's perspective ever again. You know what I'm saying? It was more so he wanted to get the apology, you know, that we deserved and needed. You know, and this is a guy that was coming from Newton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so many other people was in position to do this way before him, and they didn't. You know?
Yeah, I don't think they understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people may not understand like what it means, like to get the real story and come from the people from the hood with their story is always better than them other stories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's way better than them other stories.
Right.
So let's dive into this. October 23rd, 1989, Charles Stewart and Carol Stewart were coming from a burping class at Brigham and Women's Hospital. Charles called 911 and said his wife was shot.
I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray. Gotta make it out